Why did the war on drugs lead to mass incarceration? Imagine a time when the number of people behind bars was relatively steady. Then suddenly, it skyrocketed. What caused this dramatic change? The answer lies in a series of policies and laws that started in the early 1970s. The United States officially declared a war on drugs in 1971. This was a campaign aimed at reducing illegal drug use and trafficking. But it did much more than that. It introduced strict laws and harsh sentencing rules that affected millions of Americans, especially Black Americans and other communities of color. Before these policies, the prison population was stable. But after 1971, it began to grow rapidly. This was not because more people were using drugs, but because of how law enforcement and courts responded. They started giving longer prison sentences, mandatory minimums, and fewer chances for parole for drug crimes. These changes meant that people convicted of drug offenses often served many years in prison. One major reason for the sharp increase was the criminalization of Black Americans. Laws targeted crack cocaine, which was more common in Black communities. Despite crack and powder cocaine being similar drugs, the penalties for crack were much harsher. A small amount of crack could lead to a long prison sentence, while similar amounts of powder cocaine carried lighter punishments. This created a huge racial disparity. Black men were imprisoned at rates far higher than white men for similar drug crimes. This tore apart families and devastated communities. In the 1980s, under President Ronald Reagan, these policies became even stricter. The 1994 crime bill, signed by President Bill Clinton, expanded the prison system further. It increased sentences for drug offenses and added more people to the prison population. Even though some reforms, like the Fair Sentencing Act of 2010, tried to reduce sentencing gaps, the damage was already done. The legacy of these policies still affects Black communities today. The war on drugs also led to more life sentences and very long prison terms. Many individuals served decades or even their entire lives for drug-related crimes. This created a system of mass incarceration that disproportionately impacted Black Americans. From the perspective of Black American struggles, these policies are seen as a continuation of racial oppression. They criminalized Black communities, disrupted families, and limited economic opportunities. Activists have fought to change these laws and address the racial biases built into the system. In the end, the war on drugs caused a surge in prison numbers mainly because of tough laws and sentencing practices that targeted Black Americans unfairly. This led to a cycle of incarceration that has lasting social and economic effects on Black communities across the country.